Anybody want to be president? I don't mind staying. If nobody wants it, I'll keep on doing it if you want.
I'll nominate that Paul for the chairman of the board.
I'll second it.
Second.
Okay. Paul is a minute for vice president. You want to be vice president?
Guess I'm gonna have to.
Okay. I nominate
Yeah.
Clint Senior for vice president on the board of adjustment.
I second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Clint's the new vice president. Okay. And then now turn the meeting over to me. So we have the call for the public. Any public wants to speak, forever hold your peace. Seeing none, let's move on. Okay. Let's look at last month's minutes. Have any comments, questions?
I move that we approve the minutes from the prior meeting.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved. Okay. Now we'll look at variation 25-01. Applicant initiated variance request from section 2.24.040 of the zoning regulations to reduce the minimum required 20-foot setback 10 feet along the west property line for a detached garage shed. The property is located at 2622 East Papago Trail near Sierra Vista. I will now call for the planners presentation.
Stop sharing the last one and share this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Board members, this is the staff presentation for docket VAR 2501. The applicant is Christopher Pelletier. Property is located at 2622 East Papago Trail. That would be tax parcel number 10599-158 Alpha. The zoning district is SR 43. Yes.
John is arrived. John is in the,
I went to the wrong place.
So as of this time, we have a full board.
we have a full forum now. We went through the election minutes. Now we're on the presentation.
Okay.
All right, the variance request is from section 2.24040 of the zoning regulations. The applicant is requesting to reduce the minimum 20-foot setback to 10 feet along the west property line for a detached 288 square foot garage shed. The property is located in Huachuca Mountain Village, about 1 mile south of Sierra Vista. That would be in Supervisor District 1. The property is in an established residential neighborhood with lots averaging about 1 acre. Again, that's single household residential district. The applicant has provided a site plan showing the approximate location of the detached shed. The drone images demonstrate the location of the property in relation to surrounding properties. This would be viewing towards the Huachuca Mountains, more or less west. Another image from Yaqui Street, which would be viewing north. This would be another image viewing west, more or less. Another image of the subject property with the house. And then this would be an above shot with the yellow box marking the approximate location of the detached structure. As the board is aware, section 2.60-010 of the zoning regulations identifies 8 factors to evaluate variances. Staff executed public notification between 4 and 5 March, publishing a legal ad, mailing notices to property owners within 300 feet, and posting the property. So again, staff mailed 20 notices to property owners within 300 feet, receiving 4 responses in favor. We received a response today from the applicant directly to the west. I believe that was Mr. and Mrs. Hayes, who live out of state.
Right.
So as the board knows, typically we would expect to see a response from those adjacent property owners that would be most impacted if the variance was approved. Factors in favor, the variance application complies with five criteria. The proposed structure has limited visibility from Papago Trail and is unlikely to negatively impact neighborhood character. This request has received support from nearby property owners, including an adjacent property owner. As is common with many variances, factors against the variance application does not comply with 3 of the criteria, dealing with hardship, self-imposed hardship, or the minimum for relief. And Mr. Chair and board members, that concludes staff's presentation of docket VAR 25-01. We are available for your questions, and as you're aware, Mr. Chair, the applicant is present.
Any questions?
The neighbors against it?
None, no. We went around and talked to everybody as well. Showed them our site plan and just had a conversation. And the reason why we picked where we did is we wanted to have the least impact on their visual, their sight lines, basically, to the mountains.
You can have 10 minutes to present your,
Oh, sorry.
you know, keep up.
Oh,
You have
yes.
10 minutes to talk about it.
And that's basically, that's why we're doing it where we're doing it. If we would have put it on the other side, it would have impacted their gazebo pavilion, our neighbors. They like to dance. They're an older couple. They dance out into their pavilion quite
I'll
often.
say older couple.
And so we didn't want to do it on that side, and we didn't want to do it further back because it would have visually impacted all of our neighbors. So that's why we chose where we did. We're trying to kind of keep it tucked back in there where it won't affect anybody's, view.
Is it a carport, or is it actually enclosed?
No, it'll be enclosed, yeah. So we're gonna, it'll be a poured concrete floor, stick built. We're using a kit, but combination of site built and kit from a company. And it's 12 by 24. It'll have one garage door and one man entrance, a door to get in. And it'll have electrical to it, no plumbing or anything like that. So, and that's pretty much it. And we have RV gates on both sides, but the one to the east has the hookups and stuff for the RV. So that was another reason that we put it on the west side of the property. And also our garage is there, and it just makes no sense to drive up, so.
Okay, any other comments from other people? Any questions?
That's mine.
Okay. I'll declare the public hearing closed. Call for commission discussion. Ask questions. Have any questions?
I don't, then.
Okay. We'll call this closed, and now I'll call for your summary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Based on the factors in favor of approval, staff recommends approval of docket VAR 25-01 without conditions, reducing the minimum required setback from 20 feet to 10 feet along the west property line for a 288 square foot detached garage shed. The factors in favor constituting the findings of fact. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve docket VAR 25-01 without conditions as recommended by staff. The factors in favor of approval constituting the finding of fact.
Wait a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. You're all set. You're talking with this gentleman later with approval, so you will get a building permit and any
Yeah.
convention.
Yeah, 30 days to put it up.
Oh.
I'm just kidding you.
I was like, oh, well, we better get started. Go help bring it down. Okay.
You boys feeling good?
So wait. Oh. Okay, we'll start the second one. Docket VAR 25-02, the applicant initiated variance request from section 2.18.040 of the zoning regulations to reduce the minimum required 20-foot setback to 10 feet along the west property line for a storage building. Property is located at 2530 East Fifth Drive near Tombstone. This time I'll call for the planner's presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and board members. This is the staff presentation for docket VAR 25-02. Applicants are John Smith and Brenda Smith. Property is located at 2530 East Smith Drive. That'd be tax parcel 10831013A. Zoning district is R36. Again, the variance request is from section 2.18.040 of the zoning regulations. The specific application is to reduce the minimum 20-foot setback to 10 feet along the west property line for a detached 1,200 square foot storage building. Property is located approximately 3/4 of a mile northeast of Tombstone, and that would be in Supervisor District Number 2. Property, again, is zoned R36 and is surrounded by similar parcels with R36 zoning ranging from 1 acre up to about 5 acres. The applicant has submitted a site plan showing the approximate location of the storage building. This is a drone image showing approximately to the northeast, the residence with the blue roof. That's along Smith Drive. It's a little hard to see, but there is a black outlined box at the where there's a little bit of a dog leg on the property. That's the approximate location of the storage building. And another image viewing due north with the approximate location of that storage building. As the board is aware, section 2.60.010 of the zoning regulations identifies 8 factors to evaluate variances. Staff executed the public notification process between 4 and 5 March, publishing a legal ad, mailing notices, and posting the property. Staff mailed 11 notices to property owners within 300 feet, receiving 1 response in favor, none in opposition. And that 1 response in favor was from the adjacent property to the west, who would potentially be most impacted if the variance is approved. Factors in favor, the request complies with 5 of the criteria, aforementioned criteria. The vegetation along the property line provides natural screening. The applicant has received support, again, from an adjacent property owner. The factors against, as is pretty common with variance applications, the request does not comply with 3 criteria, complying with 5. Mr. Chair and board members, that concludes staff's presentation of docket VAR 25-02. We're available for the board's questions. And as you know, Mr. Chair, the applicant is present.
Questions? Okay. You have 10 minutes to tell us all about the project.
Well, I'm retiring next month and I'm put up a building that I can put stuff that I have outside, inside, so it doesn't get ruined. It's going to be a metal design building from Mueller, and I'll be on a concrete base. And there won't be any water or anything, no bathroom or anything in it. It's going to have one 10 foot by 10 foot garage door and 1 entry door on the north side of the house or shed. And it's low enough not to block any view from my neighbor, which I had spoken to before starting the variance application. and he had no issues. And I guess that's about it.
Can you put that, the one photo that you had earlier? Yeah,
Sure, Mr.
little dog leg in there.
Yeah.
You're gonna be entering it, you shot from which direction?
From the north side.
You're gonna
Yeah.
come this way.
This your house down here?
It's the one with the
Green
solar,
roof?
the solar panels.
Yeah.
The roof is
Yeah.
brother and sister.
So that dog leg had to be put there because that was all one property and it belonged to my uncle and his mother-in-law. And when he sold the property, he had to cut it out because it went through her garage.
So,
So that's why it looked a little bit odd, but yeah, it's a 50-foot from the red line. That red line is actually, should be further north by about 30 feet, but we put our fence there. So it's got like 50 foot from the property line on the south side. And the west side is already level, because I had a greenhouse there before, so the dirt works level. It would make it easy to get in and put a foundation without having any major adjustments.
Is this, your structure, is that north of Tombstone? Yes, sir. Okay.
Northeast,
Yeah.
Holiday Ranch Estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Any comments from anybody else? Seeing none? Any rebuttal? Seeing none? I declare the public hearing closed. All for commission discussion. Any questions?
That's fine.
You ask yours?
I just asked that order, you know?
Well, that's okay. Old guys to do that. Okay. I now call for the planning director's summary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There was one point that I had meant to mention earlier. The proposed location of the building is about 150 feet from the neighbor's residence,
From one neighbor.
the neighbor to the west, which would be the closest residence.
It's down quite a ways.
Yeah, it's over here.
It's not gonna block his.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I apologize for not mentioning that sooner. But based on the factors in favor of approval, staff recommends approval of docket VAR 25-02 without conditions, reducing the minimum required setback from 20 feet to 10 feet along the west property line for a 1,200 square foot storage building. The factors in favor constituting the findings of fact.
Oh, you want me to read that?
Yeah.
Okay. I approve docket VAR 25-02 without conditions. Want me to read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
Not a rule we accept.
Reducing the minimum required setback from 20 feet to 10 feet along the west property line for a 1,200 square foot storage building. The factors in favor constitute the finding of fact.
I hear a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. All right. This concludes the public hearings, and you're free to go if you want, or you can stay around and listen to us chat.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And again, Matt will be in touch with Christine to get through.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I thought that was one house on that property. There's two houses. on
Yeah, that's a, you hardly saw the one.
Yeah, well, there was a lot, when I was looking at it, there was a lot of stuff out there. And I was thinking, okay, well, there's the main house, is the blue roof, and that's sort of the
Yes, garage,
back.
stuff,
I was thinking, okay, they'll take all that and sort of maybe put some of that inside. I didn't realize it was two residents on that property.
Okay. I conclude the public hearings. We now have a planning director's report.
Well, we'll have a meeting next month, April 30th, on Wednesday. We got 2 more variances, setbacks. And, well, the second one is setback from the lot size. And with the,
We're at,
One is near Benson. And the, correct.
So our meeting's the 30th in Benson. Oh, right here.
Don't put Benson.
No.
well,
I sort of wrote it down.
if both of them were from Benson, we could have it in the county building.
yeah, well, one's from Palmdale, so.
Well, we're gonna have a right in the middle.
This is a little more central or. Yeah, it's more.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
I think probably 3 of us live here now.
Yeah, that's all we have.
Dancing.
Tell us about the voting yard.
Yeah,
Where's dancing?
his last day is, I think, April 4th. It's a big things.
Seems like a bunch of our county employees keep going to Pinell County. Christine Robbins. And then, the other attorney, he went up there for a bit, but he's back now.
Going to, but, are you talking like Paul or?
No, Ray Hayden went to Pinell. He went to Pinell for a bit, but he's back now.
Okay.
I was thinking,
What's the deal with the new supervisor?
are we on camera?
Yes, although we can conclude our meeting.
We can conclude it.
And then,
Okay. There being no further items from the board, we will adjourn at